Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review official stream. This is part 2 of Destroy Space Aliens. I am Professor Q and I have with here me Nick.
Hey everybody, looking forward to lots of destroyed space aliens.
Alright, and one of these weeks I'll actually say that correctly. I have here with me, Nick. I fumbled over that last week as well, I apologize. We have MCaver08 with us here today as well in the chat, and welcome anyone else who joins in. If you missed last week's stream, you'll have missed a big reveal that has led into this part of the game. This is the part of the game that is a Metroidvania, and we're going to continue from here. I am going based off of memory on this one. With Environmental Station Alpha, I used a guide. I don't know if there are any guides for this game. I didn't look them up. It's fine enough without that. I don't think we're going to get too lost, but if I do, that's just part of the fun. So let's get started. I have our password in from last week, so we're picking up exactly where we left off. And you can just set your controls every time you start. Let's just make sure everything's correct. And this is
Remember when controllers only had 4 buttons?
Oh man. You know, I'm actually playing a game right now that I feel like they could have simplified the button scheme a little bit. So sometimes I wonder if the limitation wasn't a bad thing. On that same token,
working within the confines of the limits like that is typically going to produce some creative solutions.
Right. On that note, we do get some powers in this game eventually that I feel like we probably could have used at least one more button. But we'll get to that point eventually. Like, for instance, the dash is actually a double tap, which if you played other Game Boy games like Kirby, it's not unusual button format.
For sure.
So we have one little ability gate telegraph there. So at some point we're going to jump higher or double jump, one of the two.
So is there a map in this game?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So when you hit the start button, instead of just pausing, now it shows all of your upgrades. I can't remember if you can turn them off. I don't think you can. You have your map, which it doesn't look like we have anything yet. I think we need to actually find a map in order for this to do anything. And then we have a journal, which there are 5 entries for us to find that add a little extra lore to the game. And we can learn about why all the aliens look like shrimp.
Because Long John Silver's got hit by a meteoroid.
Oh, there's the map. Check it out. So it's the first map. It doesn't auto-map in this game. I'm remembering now. You find maps, and then that gives you information on where you can go. So it looks like we've basically covered everywhere we've seen up until now. And then we have another checkpoint here.
I like that it actually looks like a torn up actual chunk of a paper map.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but when I hit that button, it heals me. At any point in time, I could quit out and it gives me a password, so the save really is just a healing checkpoint. Having a dash makes it so much easier to dodge things now. I think you can actually outrun these things now. I seem to remember doing that on my first playthrough. Those ambushers that shoot at you.
He's kind of trashing you.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to run up to them, but you can, I think. Obligatory zombie enemy that spawns indefinitely. And another checkpoint. So I'm pretty excited to get to continue with this game. It just gets better and better in my opinion. Once you hit this point, I think the first time I played this, I did it in one sitting, and I'm about to get myself destroyed here. I think these things might. Nope. I think they take 2 shots. Yeah, 2 shots with the gun. I probably should have killed that laser guy before I attempted to go down that hallway.
Yeah, one lesson I'm starting to pick up is that leaving enemies behind typically doesn't work out because they'll just keep going after you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's made to have a Game Boy aesthetic. I like it. I like it a lot. And the monochromatic, just like on the Game Boy, lends to a lot of really neat backgrounds because it's all about shading to create your depth. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a unique angle to go. You don't really see the Game Boy aesthetic used all that often.
No, it's pretty rare. Trying to think of other games that have done it. There's a few. Oh boy, I guess we're hitting a boss now. So by the way, boss. I think this is actually back at the beginning of the game during the tutorial. Okay, I guess the boss is over here. Oh, hi. You can come down at any time. Oh boy.
So is this the same guy you've killed twice now?
Yeah. Except now he has a twist. He shoots a laser from the sky. And we don't know what his other twists are because we haven't broken the... Oh. Here's a good idea. When he's jumping over you, make sure you run directly underneath him so that he lands on you.
Come here for pro strats.
Okay, I wonder if there's a checkpoint right before the boss. We're about to find out. Yes, there is. Good. That would make Nick happy. Nick doesn't like it when he has to walk all the way back to bosses.
I don't. It drives me crazy.
So I think I spoiled in the first part that you do fight basically the same four bosses with variations. But I think that there's enough room there to expand that.
Yeah, it's a neat idea. Just keep building on them.
Yeah. There's another game, Zeo Drifter, that does a similar thing, except there's one boss with variations. Okay. But that fire just lingers.
I'm trying to think of another game that only throws one boss at you.
I don't know why I keep doing that. That's very goofy of me. Just run underneath him. Mario has Boom Boom or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like Koopalings and Bowser. And
Sure.
There's other bosses.
Yeah, and
I'm
Boom
trying
Boom,
to think-
Boom Boom doesn't technically change. I think he might jump.
In Resident Evil Nemesis, do you ever fight a boss that isn't Nemesis?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what they are. There's like a bug boss I remember. I think there's a couple of others. I feel like there was like a worm boss, I think, and then Nemesis is definitely the one you remember the most.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's action-y.
Whoops. Watch out. Let's see if I can kill him with the bullet for the last hit. Nope. Bam.
In the face. His little punch looks like a key. Or his sword attack. It's technically.
Giant explosion.
Man. He ain't going quiet. I like your characters just standing there calmly, like, alright, any minute now.
And we got the Y. The feathered vest. And now we can double jump.
Nice.
One nice thing about this game combining with having checkpoints instead of just having save points is that even though this game gets very difficult, as you saw, you're never really set back a whole lot.
Yeah. I'm always a fan when you don't lose much progress. Time is my greatest resource.
I think there might be a secret over here, so... You know me and my sequence breaking, I sure love doing it. Oh no!
Oh. At least there's no fall damage.
Fall damage is really uncommon. There we go. Rocket booster. Propels a rocket. That's actually needed for later. Doesn't really help us right now.
It's not an upgrade.
No. It's kind of like, you know, like in Metroid Prime when you have to find the ancient keys in order to access the final boss.
Sure.
It's kind of like that.
Makes sense.
Okay, well, hopefully we got a nice checkpoint.
Yeah, right before the boss.
Oh, no, it actually took us back. Let's see if we have our... Okay, we still have the rocket booster, so you do keep anything that you find. In fact, that actually saved us some time.
Pro strat.
Pro strat. Death teleporting. It's actually something I definitely recommend any game that allows you to do it. Alright, I can't remember if it was this way that we saw that room that had the double jump. I think it was this background, so I think this is correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, alright. Don't let my impatience... Whoa! Reset the room.
They really knock you back.
Okay, there's gonna be the ambusher. Whoops. Okay, come on. Alright. So, I love how both weapons feel useful for so many parts of the game. It's really useful to switch off. Okay.
Well, when you have to focus on just 2 attacks, it makes sense if they're, both actually useful. How many Metroidvanias do you play where you get weapons or items that you rarely, if ever, use?
Lots of them, actually. Axiom Verge was like the point of the game. Like, you got so many different weapons that not all of them are useful, but they all had like really specific use cases.
Sure.
And of course you have the Castlevania games where you get a pile of, just garbage that you'll never use.
Well, yeah, 90% of the weapons you pick up aren't
right.
useful in any way.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it feels good picking up new weapons. Usually.
Well, I mean, also, it makes it more replayable.
True. Builds.
Yeah, try out different things. Okay, so this is actually where that double jump was. So, what's that?
No, I was just saying Fashion-vania.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like the entire basis of the Soulsborne games is finding different weapons and then building entirely different strategies based off of them.
Builds, yeah, for sure.
So there's a place for both. Did I just triple jump? I must have just tagged that platform barely. Alright, we found the save point. Let's see if we can find another boss. Oh no. So this is how you fall all the way down.
That should be the name of this episode.
Falling! Yeah, we haven't been set back too bad.
So are the pieces of levels that you played in the tutorial introduction of the game included in the map of the Metroidvania part of the game?
Yeah, I think we were just out there. That's where we got the double jump just now. I think this might be a hard area. I'm gonna try and face tank my way through it just to explore a little bit, but I don't think we want to be here just yet until we get like a weapon upgrade at least. I know there was a health upgrade back in the... yeah, this is definitely not a place where we want to be. Look how angry everything is.
Wow, yeah. Things just kind of get worse and worse.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to be here yet. There was a health upgrade back in the graveyard area that I can access with the double jump, so I'm going to go ahead and go back that direction. Subtle hint that this is not where you want to be.
Getting trashed.
Yeah. which I think is a good way to split things up. All right, I think we came from above, so we're gonna just descend here. Grab that checkpoint so we don't teleport back to the other place. I think I actually did that a couple of times where you travel halfway across the castle and grab an item and then die so you can travel halfway back. It's a little bit of a speed run.
That's always an option when you're able to keep your items after death.
Yeah, as soon as you introduce that mechanic.
Dive.
As soon as you introduce that mechanic, every player that knows what they're doing is going to do that. Okay, I think this is where the health upgrade was. And there was a big mean shrimp here, but we're going to grab the health anyway. And just ignore the shrimp. And let's explore the right side of the graveyard. Let's see what's over there. As I mentioned, I am going completely off of memory. So I have actually not a full recollection of what to do. So we may be playing this like normal for a little bit.
It's been quite a while since you played this last, isn't it?
Yeah, about 2 years. Tag this real quick. I think we might have a map of this section. Yes, we do. Let's go see what's on that right passage over there. It looks like a dead end, but sometimes dead ends have goodies, so we'll find out. I can cross that off our checklist if...
Are there secret destroyable walls in this game?
I don't think so. I was hitting walls because I just do that since, you know, we play enough of these games. That's just kind of what you do. But I don't think it actually does have secret destroyable walls. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, that was the passageway that we fell down originally after we beat that boss. I can't remember if I can access anything on this thing. I don't think so. That's your uncle's grave. I'm just making that up. I don't know what that is.
I was going to say, that's a really awkward place to put it.
Oh yes, we have the developer here on with us today. That's IndianaOrz. And that's good to know. Thank you for letting us know that. And yes, I do remember the destroyable blocks. Let's see here. Yeah, these are the blocks that he was talking about. Also, thank you for this awesome game. Awesome and completely underrated game. Alright, so I think that covers that. Let's see. I see a little dead end right there, so let's check that out. So I see 2 dead ends that look promising. I think the one on the top is what we did last week, where the health upgrade was. We'll check over here. Nope, still blocks there. So it looks like we need to find the aforementioned block destroyer. And then there's also the option of going into the really angry castle area.
I believe in you.
Yeah, we can do it.
So is there more than just the one health upgrade?
Hey, welcome, Silverant. I think we got 2 just now. We got a second one.
Oh. Oh.
So if you remember the first,
yes.
In part 1, we found 1 health upgrade just right off the bat.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's what I was referring to.
I was gonna say, I don't remember a second one.
One of the fun things about Metroidvania games is going back to old areas that you needed to do something special in order to access, and then just completely subverting what you had to do before with a new upgrade. Get out of here. Oh. That was a clutch jump and I still got hit. Alright, looks like this entire section is blocked off to us. Let's see. Alright, well, it looks like the Castlevania area is the way we want to go. But we got that health upgrade, which was the main reason why I came back here.
For sure.
Because if we're going into an area with a bunch of angry enemies that do lots of damage to us, extra health is going to definitely help out. Let's see. You'll notice if you watch if you watch me playing a lot of these games, I tend to skip enemies a lot, even when I get experience points from them. Because I'm on a mission. I want to get to that dead end over there. Whoops.
Nothing gonna slow you down.
Except for when they swarm you after you've triggered so many ambushes. Alright, I need to be a little bit more patient with that guy. Like Environmental Station Alpha, this game does not include any drops from the enemies, so there's no health pickups or anything of that sort that you can get out of them, so they really are just obstacles.
Be removed.
To be removed. Let's see. I'm gonna go up the... Yeah, let's go this way. I'm sure that the developer's like, no, that way. Did we already go to the top of that passageway? I can't remember. Okay, so this is where we were. The top of that passageway is where we came down from originally, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and make it through here. How many hits do you take?
Slow and steady.
Yep. Careful not to aggro everything. We're definitely going to want an upgrade before we come in here, I think. Whoops.
Yeah. I seem to be soaking up a lot of damage.
You know what, I'm going to take my way through here, and if I die, then we'll try somewhere else.
Oh, and behind the scenes stuff would be amazing.
Yeah, any behind the scenes insights that you want to give, we would love that. Alright, come on. Yep, that's IndianaOrz. Or RZ. How would you pronounce that? That's pretty much it. Good. I hate it when I butcher names. Even when they're screen names. Let's go up. Maybe we haven't gone this way. I think we've noticed in the past that my short-term memory is not the greatest. Okay, so this is that checkpoint. I remember that now. So we have been here. Let's explore the courtyard a little bit more. Whoops. And we're falling. That's good. I'm glad you're listening in. It's I definitely think going into this game blind is a good idea as much as possible.
It's definitely got its share of twists.
Oh no! The knockback got me. I take joy in learning how to dodge the little guys, personally.
Yeah, learning patterns.
Yeah, and just practicing your movement as much as you can, I think, is a generally good strategy in any game. Okay, I think I remember exactly doing this on my first playthrough, that I was scared away from that area. I don't remember fighting these things, so this must be a new area. Oh, ambusher. Let's just leave the room. Okay, my checkpoint senses are tingling. There's going to be one either on the upper part of this passageway or on the opposite side of that courtroom. Or dining room or whatever that was.
like that there's a lot of variety to the art on the back wall.
Well, it sounds like you designed it exactly the way it was intended then. Or exactly the way it needed to be. Being scared away from earlier areas, in my opinion, is great design because it establishes how much power you've gained when you finally do return to that area.
Well, not to mention getting completely trounced is going to cement that area in your memory.
Right, and then when you get your like armor upgrade and your weapon upgrade, it acts the same as a ability upgrade in the sense that you're like, oh boy, now I have to try out this new area. And my checkpoint senses were completely off. Well, I did say it was one of two areas, and I picked the wrong way. But that's okay. We're just going to continue this way. Whoops. So I actually hadn't played... Oh, no! I actually hadn't played any of the Game Boy Castlevanias when I originally played this. And it wasn't until I played Belmont's Revenge that I'm like, oh, so that's where he got that from. Yes, that's the other part about difficult areas, is if you want to sequence break. We'll see how many times I get caught by that before we actually get through that.
That guy is now officially your nemesis.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna die. If I don't start being careful. Alright, I'm just gonna poke this guy. I think you get a range upgrade eventually. Oops. Oop. I don't remember. I do remember that you get power upgrades, as you would expect from those really just strong monsters that were kicking me.
Right. Alright, here we go. You can do it. You can beat your nemesis.
So he would dive bomb me, and then I would get knocked back. That's what was going on. Oh. Oh, that's good. It's a good reward.
Nice.
Little gauntlet for a health upgrade. I know there's a sequence breaking achievement in this game. I didn't go for it because I'm trying to do kind of a normal playthrough for this. Is that in the first... Actually, I have not done it. Is that in when you have the 4 stages that you can do that sequence break? That you can just break into the rest of the castle? Oh, that was a journal entry. For some reason, I thought that was a map. Alright, journal entry number 2. Dear Sir Jones Frank V, Brother, I hope this letter finds you well. We have not heard from you since you left Gloria around a year ago. We understand your grievance in being unable to create an heir. But we have also heard tales of your unnatural aptitude. We have heard you have constructed an entire castle since we have last met. You always were the creative one, and your fortitude has always inspired me and others. In honor of our family name, we have named our first son after you, Sir Frank Jones VI. May he be lucky enough to inherit your talents as well. We, as a family, all miss you very much. Please find your way home soon. Your brother, Sir Richard Jones.
I'm guessing you're Sir Richard Jones VI. Oh, new enemies?
Yeah, giant snakes. And I have to get past them. Okay. Alright, we're going to ignore that one since he's on that level. Okay, so it's in the catacombs. That's good to know. I actually saw that on this playthrough, and I was thinking to myself that I could lure an enemy back there. So... I think that that's explained a little bit later. Sort of. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that there's a journal entry about that, or environmental storytelling that kind of suggests why they're shrimps. I seem to remember that that was the case. Little portraits of your uncle there.
need to be like aquatic based, like in
Lovecraft.
what was? I didn't think of Lovecraft, but now that you say that, that's really interesting because I was thinking of District. What was that movie called? It was like District 9 or something like that. It was in South Africa with the spaceship up above the city, and all of the aliens were called prawns because they looked like they had little prawns heads.
Do I want to go left here or right here, or do I want to go down first? I'm going to go down first because I think there might be a checkpoint down there. I don't think he's triggered, so he's not going to attack me yet. Nope, I was wrong. I was very wrong. Let's try the middle part first. There might be a health upgrade. We're going to have to kill this guy, though, in order to get up there without taking damage. That is a good question, though. Oh. That's what I get for looking over at the comment section, because I'm very interested in hearing what he has to say about the aliens. Alright, let's just, nope, ambusher. These ambushers really force you to address the situation. We still get to keep that health upgrade, though, so that's good.
It seems like the second the enemies get to either side of you, you just get rocked.
Right. Those ambushers really force you to address the enemies. I'm going to get lost trying to find my way back there. No, this is the right place. Alright, let's go. Deftly dodge the enemies and watch out for the ambusher. So this is the direction I didn't go before, so let's try this. Oh wait, no, this is the room with the snakes. Yes. Just let him pass by. I don't think I'm strong enough to kill him in any
Meaningful amount of time.
Yeah. Let's drop down here, see what's down here. Looks like it might be a shortcut into that other room that I got killed in just now. I don't think I can make that. Yes, I can. Just barely. I have to deal with diamond wings here.
They look like they should be platforms.
Okay, I can hit with my sword, so that'll go a lot faster. No, I should have been dashing. No. What should be platforms? A little water
No,
there.
just the little floating diamond enemies. Looks like it'd be something you can step on.
I'm actually really interested in what happens when you when you sequence break. Sink in liquids. Seems like this would defy the wing upgrade we got, but I'm very grateful that he didn't do the Castlevania Aria of Sorrow route and make you unequip things and re-equip them in order to go underwater. Alright, now we can access a lot of the area out by the starting area. I don't know if you remember the water from the first time we did that in the tutorial, or was it the tutorial?
Yeah, that was in the first part of the game.
No. That's awesome. Oh gosh. Oh no, I'm going to have to go all the way around to get back to that. Oh, okay. Well, while we're here, let's grab that checkpoint. It's over here. I think it's on the bottom left. Maybe going through these spawning zombies isn't the best idea. See, once an area gets into my long term, I can remember things pretty well, but and there's games that don't have maps at all that force me to use my
in all of your Metroidvania reviews, have you ever drawn a map out by hand to track where you are and where you're going?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to address this room normally. I probably should let myself get killed. No. Most of the time I can just take screenshots, which is something I do. Like if I need to remember something, I don't generally get out a piece of paper I've taken lots of screenshots for some games, like La Mulana, for instance. That game required me to take a ton of screenshots.
Sure.
Which, by the way, is a great way to... they let you save notes in that game, but you have a limit. You have a memory limit, but your computer doesn't have a memory limit. I mean, it does, but you're not going to run it out with screenshots necessarily. So taking screenshots is a great way to subvert that that limitation. And I don't think it's cheating.
Looks like maybe there's a shorter way to get around the way you're trying to go.
Well, really, I just want that upgrade. I don't even know what it is. I just want it. It looked cool.
Like a helicopter. I bet it's a helicopter.
Is it a helicopter? No, it's not a
I'm willing
helicopter.
to bet that it's totally a helicopter.
You know, more Metroidvanias need a helicopter as an upgrade. Just a straight-up helicopter.
That's what I always say.
You just pull it out of your pocket. Is that the long way around? Well, we're going to go the long way around, because that's how I remember how to get there. Come on. We got this. That's Mega Man experience right there. Knowing exactly where your hitbox is and just jumping over it. Dope. And then you fail. Here, we'll address this guy. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that being maybe why that was the case. To be honest, apparently it's impressive to create a map at all and have it track your location, because I have played a few... I'm going to call them amateur Metroidvania games, but apparently making maps is hard because, you know, I actually had that checkpoint and I probably could have killed myself to get back up, and now I feel really stupid. And they really mess up the map sometimes, and I don't know what the reason behind that is. Like one game I played, the map looked like it was made in MS Paint, and it didn't.
Is it a game about memes?
No, there's a lot of we'll call them starting out games. The developer has kind of that I made this in MS Paint art style. Is it a Metroidvania? I kind of got the impression it might be a tactics style game, but correct me if I'm wrong.
That's more in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, Nick will be excited for that. Oh, it is 100% Metroidvania. Awesome. Well, then now, I mean, I was excited before. I'd be happy for whatever you made, but... Oh, that's what you meant by 100%. Well, you've got Silverant excited now. He's posted updates on Reddit, and I think you still have your developer log, right? Get it! Ooh, number vision. Minor upgrade. But that'll be good. That'll help us understand.
I mean, it's not a helicopter.
Nick is disappointed. Where's my helicopter? Let's see what's over here. Oh, it's a map. Oh, it's a journal. Okay. Journal number 1. I need to figure out what maps look like and what journals look like. Okay, maps are like a flowy thing, and the journal is a page. Okay, journal. This in July 2005 or 20XD5. It is here that I make note of my past, the years that have gone by too fast I must remember. I cannot tell how long it has been since Gloria and I first met, as time stood still while together. However, now it is time that that must come to an end. Together we have been unable to create an heir, for the great Jones' name. Knowing the fault is my own, I have left our hometown and entered isolation. The barren lands before me, I do not know what to do. Just this will be a better life for her, Sir Frank Jones V. And you get good at reading.
Nice guy.
So when he said this was the long way, I just ran straight past this. I could have just done this.
Okay, so you really did go the long way.
I really did just go the long way. I should probably listen to the developer when he says something like that.
That's okay. It was going the other way to prove that you have the skills needed.
I'm proving that this is a semi-blind run or a low memory run. Yeah, if you want to link it in the chat, that's just fine, and I can put it on the video description of the YouTube export if you like.
I always liked games that show you the damage that you're doing.
Yeah, it's a good way to gauge. It also makes you very disappointed that you're only doing 1 damage. I better get that fixed. And I'll put that link in the description of the YouTube video so that everybody can have access to it. And down we go into the moat. Alright, if this was the level that we were in before, and now we can go into the water. This is what Silverant was mentioning last week. He was expecting us to get the... I love how the checker pattern kind of like makes it look like he has more frames than he actually has.
Oh yeah, makes him look like weirdly 3D animated.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a little bit of water physics going on here, so you can jump really far. There we go. So yeah, Destroy Space Aliens did the messenger thing before the messenger did it by having a half Metroidvania. Start out as a
hybridizing Metroidvanias with other genres.
I like it a lot. Interestingly, a lot of people didn't like the Metroidvania half of the messenger. They feel like the game fell apart at that point. And I disagree, but I definitely think this game really comes into its own once you hit the Metroidvania part.
What's going on with your health?
So now that we have surpassed the maximum that the bar is designed to show, it's giving me a double bar.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard from a lot of people. Like, I went into the messenger expecting it to be a Metroidvania. I gave the game to Jake, who has been on this stream before, told him to play it, and didn't tell him about the spoiler in the middle. And he kind of had the same reaction. He was like, "Oh, well, I had a good time with the game up to that point, so I'm okay stopping here." And I'm like, "No, don't stop there." I'm gonna see if there's a checkpoint somewhere around here. Anytime I see water, though, I have to see if I can go into it.
Can.
Is this where we were? I don't want to jump down there thinking that... Did we get the map to this section? I can't remember. Not yet, okay. One of the things about the messenger is it probably could have used a better teleporting system, because a lot of people complain about backtracking, and I kind of had the same feeling when I first got into that section. But I also found it to be pretty fun just messing with the regular enemies to figure out how to get through areas quickly. And that's when I discovered how fun the grappling hook is, that makes you just kind of fly all over the place. I don't remember what's in this room. Was there anything in that room? It's a conspicuous dead end.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I don't think that anything appears in other sections of the castle at a later point in the game. Let's try going up first. Okay, so this is where we came down, I think. Okay, this is another dead end. Anyway, the biggest thing that made the messenger for me was how entertaining the shopkeeper was. There's a checkpoint. Interesting that this checkpoint doesn't have its own room. Let's jump down the left side for funsies. Oh. Let's try the left side. I'm going to guess that there's a boss down here.
So I'm curious, do you
That is a challenge.
map out like where people can go and then like what you're going to use as a gate, like mentally, or write it all out so you're like, okay, so this section will be accessible, how am I going to gate that off, and then when am I going to open it up to the player? Or is it something more organic as you just design the world?
I don't know if this guy responds.
At least for the numbers, you know you're damaging them.
Lots of play testing to see how players react, I assume. And self-play testing to kind of get your own feelings on it.
And see where you get stuck or where others get stuck.
Yeah. I think every developer's process is different. Ooh. Ooh. It was well worth killing that dragon.
Oh, nice.
Alright, we have part 1 of what we need in order to access the Castlevania section. I keep calling it that. Oh, and we get attacked on the way back to show off our new damage. Oh no! And now I'm getting hit way more than the first time. Partially because I wasn't half expecting this to happen for some reason. I like this though. Yeah, it's not really a hard little mini boss thing, but you know, something to immediately show how much damage you're doing.
Use your new toy.
Yeah, I like that. I've always found that playtesting in just looking at other development processes is the biggest game changer for what makes a great game and what makes a decent game. And the developer's ability to interpret what the player is giving as feedback is the other factor. Is that the diamond that's shooting that at me? I think it might be. Is he gonna follow me? That's the other thing I've noticed is that through playtesting, developers usually scale back the difficulty just a little bit. I think I played Rabbit's Quest after he scaled back the difficulty. I don't even want to imagine what that game was like. That's the one I keep going back to as the one that took me 4 hours to beat the final boss. Just getting good at it.
That would break me.
It's interesting because now you have a lot of iframes. Probably more than I think what the standard is for a game similar to this. Definitely more than Castlevania, which is probably what your original iframes were inspired by. We do thank those playtesters. You should always thank the playtesters. I think playtesters are a lot more underrated than people realize.
Oh yeah. You end up with a broken game, it's likely because it didn't get playtested enough.
I can kill those guys in 2 hits now, which is nice. Can we kill these guys in 1 hit now? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, the feeling of becoming more powerful is always so great. All right. Always check the upper path first because you can always come back to an upper path. Or you can always go back to the lower path. But once you go down the lower path, often you can't make your way back. Yes, that's... Plus you know exactly what the boss's pattern is going to be. Then compared to somebody who went in completely blind. Oops.
It's an interesting challenge for devs.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you have to get on forums, give people demos, and get feedback. Oh, we got a double dragon. Great. Oh, no. We're going to see if we can skip these guys. Oops. Because they are too dangerous. Even after, so I always tell people to get multiple viewpoints on reviews. Like, don't just listen to me. Always been my attitude. And part of the reason for that is that I have played a lot of these games, and so I might not realize how difficult something might be playing it. So I'm always interested to hear a blind opinion on a game that I've already reviewed. I love hearing other people's thoughts.
People with backgrounds different from your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally and it gives me insights on what I can maybe address in my reviews as well. Things to look out for that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of myself. It is a hidden gem. Nobody knows about that game. I hope that more people can learn to enjoy this game. Another guy on the Discord played it, and he loved it as well. And yes, that was as you know, you've read my review. That was my biggest sticking point on the review, is whether or not that was something I should take the score down for. And I mentioned this in the first video. I wouldn't change it. Like, I think that what you have with that intro is crucial to the rest of the game, the feel of the rest of the game. And I think we go down here. Now that we're doing the same damage as our sword used to do, just using the gun is probably best on these weaker enemies, yeah. Whoops. I like the homage to Classicvania. Personally, but you know, as you say, I am just one opinion. Anyway, on the subject of me not really having the idea of what it's like to be a newer player anymore, I beat this game, Intrepid Izzy, for the review, that last Monday's review, and I went on the forums afterwards to see if I missed anything, which is something I often do, just to see if there's like any secrets that I didn't find or anything like that. And there's at least 2 forum posts of players complaining about this item, the garlic, that they couldn't find. And I'm like, I just kind of tripped over that playing normally. That was difficult. Like, it didn't even occur to me that would be something that would be... Oh, good. It shows me where the checkpoints are, so there's one coming up. Didn't even occur to me that would be something that people would miss. That would be interesting. That would be interesting way to introduce the game. I wonder if adding something like that might give a story hook that would drive people through maybe some of the frustrations of doing the early platforming section. A lot of people have the attitude that story doesn't matter in these Metroidvania games. I think it matters a lot more than you would think.
I mean, a game with a good story, regardless of genre, is going to be better than a game with a bad story or no story.
Yes,
So,
story and theming is everything. Like, for instance, the notorious Metroid Other M and its system of approval before powers is entirely a theming problem. Mechanically, it's not necessarily different than just finding the power-up, but psychologically just destroys the player's image of the game because they think that it's the character in the game that's preventing them from doing what they want.
like that the attack actually launches you backwards.
Oh, whoa. That is not the fireball from the beginning of the game. Sorry, I interrupted you because I was being blasted. What did you say, Nick?
No. I was just saying I like that your attacks kind of launching you backward were launching you over the fire, so the timing was like perfect.
Oh, that's me pushing backwards. That's me doing aerial control.
That's you being sneaky.
Yeah. No, I have complete control in the air. No, having the dash move really helps you use the sword on this fight. That's another fun thing about fighting these bosses multiple times. Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. I have to dodge just barely at the last second there.
Very bullet hell-like.
I love the crawling fire. I think I mentioned that in the first video. It is a lot of fun to play this boss again after having the dash move. Oh, no, phase 3. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna start using the gun because this is too much. Sorry if I'm not reading the chat right now. I think you can forgive me.
Come on, man. Just keep one eye on the screen, one eye on the ball.
If there's anything interesting, I hope Nick will let me know.
I will.
Everything in the chat is interesting. I phrased that incorrectly.
Yeah. Discussing Rain World.
Oh gosh, Rain World. I've actually thought about like streaming that just to give an idea of it, but man, I would be so much fail watching me play that.
I mean, at least you'd have a better idea of where to go and what to do now.
Yeah, I think I'm a lot better at the game than when you watched me play for that little bit, Nick, but that's one thing about that game is that game is entirely knowledge-based, so anything that I learned on my first playthrough is going to carry over into a subsequent one. Also, I really appreciate that there's a checkpoint right to the right of this boss because I'm going to definitely use that after. I probably don't need to, but I definitely want the health bonus. Oh, that went pretty well, I think.
Yeah. Nicely done. Ah, we get another slow explosion.
I love these boss fights. Some bosses I can. Oh yeah, I forgot about the charge attack. Now we're Mega Man. Looks like I can't go right anymore. Can I blow this door open? Oops. That's right, that's what breaks the blocks. Okay, I think...
Charge attack is when
Okay.
the block breaks what it is.
So he forces you to use the charge attack to leave that room to tutorialize that that's what breaks the blocks. But now that I've left the room, I can go back and save myself. Or get my health back. It's just when there's that much fire in the room, it's a little... I have to pay a little bit of attention to dodging. Alright, now we're back in the graveyard area. Journal 3. And I think that... Okay, so there's a secret right above where we were. I don't think we can get to that yet, but keep that in mind for later. we'll get an ability that lets us go up higher. Let's read the journal entry. Oops. Start it over again. Journal on November of 20XD6, and that would be a year and a few months after the last one. Creating this castle has not been enough to clear my mind. Something still holds me back. The large empty walls and security only do so much. I need adventure. In the depths of the study, I have been reading and experimenting with the creation of life. By mixing biomatter in a specific way, I believe I can create the challenge I seek. I think I finally hit a breakthrough today. I have been able to create forms that can be sustained for some amount of time. However, it seems that the oxygen in the air weakens them. More experimentation is necessary. Sir Frank Jones V.
Oh man, plot thickens.
Oh, by the way, we have established that your uncle is the one who decided to put all these bones underneath his castle. So a charge attack does 3 times the damage, which is good. Now we can one-shot a lot of enemies. But we gotta see what's down here. Ooh, lots of falling. Okay, we have an angry... Let's actually get my sword out. You can charge your sword too, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And do a lot of damage. I think it was Nick that pointed that out in the first session, that there was so many bones in this castle. And then it occurred to me, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
And I wish if I had to clear my head, I was just like, you know what I'm going to do? Build a castle.
Build a castle, yeah, just have the ability to do that. Okay, this is taking us back to where we were. What we really want is that dead end. So we're going to go back down this way. Oh. So this is a sign that that upper area is now a little bit more accessible to us now that we have a damage boost in the charge attack. Since the monsters are more powerful here, it suggests to us that we are now strong enough. And we can go that direction. But first, we need to see what this dead end is. That is a lot of skulls. That's all I'm thinking about right now, is this wall of skulls.
He wasn't the best scientist.
Okay, is this the boss room? Huh, interesting. It's always interesting to hear about what's on the cutting room floor of games. Okay, those guys go down really quick now. Alright, let's get out of this place.
It's like with movies where they say if somebody brings a completed film to the editor, the best thing that they can do is cut about a third of it out, and you'll be left with a stronger movie in general.
Right. Yeah, sometimes players look at cutting room floor items and are like, oh man, the game that could have been. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, there's a reason why they cut some things. Bloat is one of the biggest problems with amateur game development, is this idea that your game needs to be a specific length and then padding it out is the worst thing you can do.
Oh, absolutely.
My first analogy, or my favorite analogy for that, is that no musician is going to just put a bunch of in their music just to make it longer. You know?
You know what? I'm sure somebody out there did.
I'm sure there might be somebody out there. My song's not long enough. Let's add a minute of static. Or, you know.
There's some band, and I'm not going to remember what it is, but I guess on Spotify, you get paid per play, and so they released an album of nothing but silence, and then told all of their fans about it, so they could just go on and play it while they're like asleep or not paying attention, and they made a bunch of money on literally an album that had no music.
That is, I love subversions of why systems are terrible. or subversions of systems that prove why they're terrible. That's interesting. In some ways, though, I mean, another option would be to just throw a lore piece down there or something. But there's also the idea of creating a sense of place, and sometimes just having dead ends in a cavern. Just, I'm not saying necessarily that it wouldn't have been better if you cut it, but at the same time, I don't think it's damaging necessarily.
Yeah, adds to the feeling that the space is an organic space,
Right.
A level.
Yes. And having a sense of place is sometimes very important, depending on the style of your game, especially if it's lore based. I mean, that's the biggest criticism against Dark Souls 2 is that it didn't have enough cohesion with some of its areas.
Yeah, it just felt like a bunch of game levels stitched together.
Yeah. I told you I'm not gonna criticize Dark Souls 2 on stream too much. I like Dark Souls 2. I may play it someday on stream. I think that might be fun. What's that?
It sure is a game.
Don't mind Nick. He barely likes Dark Souls in the first place, so.
I mean, to be fair, I played further into Dark Souls 2 than I think I've played into any of the other Dark Souls. It might be tied with Dark Souls 3. And the reason I quit playing Dark Souls 3 is because my save corrupted.
Yeah, that was a terrible incident. I'm sorry if I'm bullying you. It's not my intention. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Do we have a map of this section? Not yet. Okay. Well, we're gonna see if we can get past these guys then. I recently played a game. Oh no. Alright, we're just gonna have to get to the other side of those guys, I think. Oh gosh, you get ambushed again. Let's avoid that room for a minute.
Come on, man. They were just in there chilling and having dinner, and then you just barged right in.
We are, in fact, doing more damage, but that doesn't make these guys necessarily easy. I think they're still doing more damage to me. I probably should be using my sword on this guy. Okay. Nice. Fun fact, if you go into the Steam beta options for this game, there's a randomizer too. So if you want to play this game with a fresh new take, I think it starts you off in the Metroidvania area. So there's a lot of replayability if you utilize that. Okay, whatever's shooting at me down there needs to go away. Or I can just sneak past here. Oh no, there better be a checkpoint over here. I hope. Maybe not. Alright. Whew. Luckily those laser guys just go out in one hit now. I don't know if they get an upgrade later on. They might. Oh gosh.
What's going on in the background here? You got the knife on the ground down there, the long chain running up the...
Your uncle's just terrible. More evidence.
This is my murder hallway.
So much pressure. This is my no damage buster only run of destroy space aliens. Did your brother actually help with any of the game design at all? I can't remember if you mentioned that in your devlog or not. I know he did a lot of playtesting.
Yeah, he said he helped with the map earlier.
Also, I would love it if this game became a popular speedrun game. I just think that this game needs more attention in general. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm taking the lower path because I think it might be easier than taking the upper path. Oh no. And I may be regretting that. Oh, and there I go.
Seems like once things start going south, they go south real fast.
Yeah, you kind of, when I was mentioning that I like to run past enemies, you do get kind of punished for that in this game. No, I know the feeling. I'm not a very good salesman myself when if I don't believe in a product. I'm not saying you don't believe in yours, but I understand where you're coming from. Self-promotion is very
It just feels awkward to a lot of people.
yes, I guess that's the best way of putting it. But I will do everything I can to promote this game because I do love it. It's always good to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. That's another thing I've noticed is I think every good developer has a good support behind them. Often family. Absolutely. Alright, we gotta get rid of Ambusher. This is where I died last time, for good reason. This is really a tough section here. Oh, here we go. I would love to use my sword on you, but your body is just blocking your face. Oh, oh, I guess I poked him. Okay, there's the boss. Bosses have checkpoints by them. Do I want to check down first? You know, I'm going to go for it. Let's do it. And yeah, I'm always interested in reading bad reviews because hearing what people complain about is often more informative than hearing what they praise.
Developing games is an ongoing process.
Here we go. Jump off of walls. And I have completely forgot that this was an upgrade. On Steam, one of the biggest things that people complain about, I've noticed, is technical problems that could be solved with a little bit of, tech support. Like, this game doesn't have options for changing my controls or whatever. Negative review until he changes the game. Okay, so when you jump off the wall, you always get your double jump back. I think you can Mega Man jump off of it, yep.
Nice.
This is our good friend. He's just gonna let me hit him for a little bit. He's like, it's cool, we're just tutorializing this fight, it's cool. You can stay right here.
You know you can climb walls, right?
Yeah. I'll give you all the time you need. Just figure me out.
Good time for fire.
Alright, now he's gonna go crazy. Alright, he's gonna go up. Let's get up before that fire gets there. Oh no! I'm too impatient to get the fully charged blast. I do like how he just kind of gives you a chance to learn how he works. All right, and I think he always goes up when he does the crazy laser. And the fact that he always keeps his distance from you makes it much easier to get around the...
Right.
Oh. Like, for instance, going on the opposite wall is a good choice here. Oh, no.
Keep an eye on your health.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be the run.
Not that at it.
That's the mantra of the chat box. Don't give up before it's over. Alright. Climbing up this wall
Especially
seems
since
to be
especially since the dev just told you that it's much easier this fight than it was before.
Man, you should have seen it before. Oh no.
Dies anyway.
Oh, okay. Death by terrible attitude. Alright, let's do this. It's possible. I mean, I'm not saying that would have been bad design or that you shouldn't have changed it or whatever, but because you had the double jump, you have plenty of leeway to get around those fireballs. So I could see definitely going with that design choice.
Yeah, it makes sense inside the...
Oh, you didn't have catchers. I get you. Yes, that would have been really frustrating.
Yeah, that would just be a gauntlet every time you have to get back up.
I really need to not get hit by that laser. Getting hit for 8 damage is not very good.
Pro strats.
Oh gosh. Always dodge beneath it. Well, I learned from last time that when I try and exploit the fact that he doesn't, or that he always stays a distance away from me, that it also means that I don't stay in range with him to hit him with my laser. Oh gosh, I just did it. Oh, I just did it. Saw it coming and totally botched the job. Okay, don't chase him. Don't chase him after firing, because that makes him go back too far. Oh! Wait, did the door just open? That's interesting. I don't know that was intended.
If it pops open, you're dead. You don't need to keep security up anymore.
That's true. Alright, let's do this. Feeling good about this one. And also, once we beat this boss, I think we're coming up on our time for today.
Yeah, this would be a good cap. Wait a minute, so they're alluding to the fact that your uncle actually created all these guys. So he created an entire race just to hunt and kill them.
Well, we did mention that your uncle was a horrible person. Based on the environmental storytelling.
Like, they should all be yelling things like, "Father, why must I suffer?"
Okay, this phase I can just safely use the platform. And for the sake of my health, I think I'll do that. Alright. Whoops. I didn't take into account that the so, somebody's mentioned that Goku from Dragon Ball Z, as I'm sure I have to explain that, is a horrible person as well, because that's kind of what he does, is constantly seek out fights just to find somebody who might be able to challenge him, to the detriment of his friends and family, giving power back to villains just to let them fight him on their full power.
Not to mention, it's got the Batman element, where the more powerful you get, the more powerful your enemies are going to get, which means everyone around you is in more danger.
Right. Although I'm not sure Batman's aware of the meta of story or power creep, but
Well, I mean, they talk about that in Spider-Man all the time. What's his name? The reporter guy that hates Spider-Man. He's always talking about the fact that putting on a costume and being a superhero prompts supervillains.
there may be some truth to that. Dead.
I'm really digging this like slow motion explosion.
Love the effects in this game. And we get a checkpoint right there. That was perfect. All right, let me get out of the way, because when I paused the video last time, I was covering the bottom one. So I gotta make sure I have that. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining in this week. We will continue next week. I'm not sure we'll necessarily get to the end of the game. When we get to the final boss fight, I'm going to do that in one session by itself, because I know for a fact that that's going to take me a little bit to get through. But thank you very much for watching and joining in this week, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, IndianaOrz.
Yeah, and thank you very much, IndianaOrz, for joining in with us today. Have a good day.